get knowledge? How will I say whether my knowledge is wisdom or not? I didn't get anything from the Upanishads. So, I was generally thinking, what is knowledge and what is wisdom? So I know from where to where I'm going. You don't have to answer it right now because I
But no,
wanted to
no,
think about.
absolutely. I will just briefly take a couple of minutes to tell. The similar
Okay.
discussion I was just seeing just last week, but I perchance and I happened to see that it is a Ivy League university college called Dartmouth. Dartmouth is in a very famous US, and there interdisciplinary engagement. There is a program, and the interdisciplinary engagement was it was what compared. In fact, it was sort of headed by one Mercillo Glacier. And whether you have heard him, he is a world famous theoretical physicist. And the person who was arguing is more of an atheist, but basically on the knowledge. It is Sean Carroll. Sean Carroll is a theoretical physicist, and he's from Harvard, MIT, and he was in Caltech.
Yeah.
Well, and he's in Maryland. Surprisingly, now he's heading a department called Nature of Philosophy. Though he's sort of atheist, basically.
Yeah. Physics and philosophy go hand in hand. True.
Yeah, and he's doing that. Basically, he was telling, look, because in science, what we do, we try to see what we have not seen, what we have not understood. We try to work on that. But when we are trying to work on that, you are just looking for at least some empirical evidence or a sort of a semblance of an evidence. There are very many layers in understanding. That's what he was telling. As from his point of view, he's a very world famous theoretical physicist. He says because there are several layers. First, because now when we are talking in a simple language, a physicist may say we are all sort of a bundle of atoms, and we have got which is functioning, which is all trying to give the impulses and all, that based on that we do it. In fact, I was listening to Richard Dawkins the other day. He says, because normally we are told, we have got 1 billion neuron and all. He was precise, because he's a biologist, and he wants to be precise. 86 billion neurons are there, and he says 600 billion synaptic connections are there in the brain. And further, he says we are getting quadrillion impulses every second. The impulses that comes into our body through our mind and as well as to the organs is 4 trillion. In the sense, it is such a sort of a level of complex mechanism which we human beings are. We are not ordinary beings. We are carrying so many things and all with us. All these things are responsible for this. So once this is responsible, the layers of understanding we try to go till such time we get an empirical evidence. Beyond empirical evidence, I will not be able to accept. He was telling even a semblance of empirical evidence is good. For instance, in the cauldron, which is there in the Swiss and the Italian border, where they were trying to find the Higgs boson, they tried to isolate. They did finally, but Higgs boson existence was proved by that it decayed, because it is very sort of it doesn't exist, because it immediately you cannot
it's
fold
not
it.
Stable enough to exist.
Yeah, stable enough. Only by decay you can able to sort of infer. That's why I said because pratyaksha, inference, and agama, when we say it is based on that one. But we accept now Higgs boson is there. We may not be able to isolate it, but there is a way, there is a sort of a method by which we can infer that was there by the qualities, and that's what he was telling. So that I will be able to accept only that. He was being sort of countered by one Tibetan scholar called Alan Wallace. Alan Wallace, he is having a consciousness university in Santa Barbara. He is again a Buddhist scholar. He has done more than 20 years. He has done under Dalai Lama. He has come to McLeodganj, where there because the Dalai Lama establishment is there. He has undergone a spiritual study, and he is also a physicist. He did his basic physics, and then he has done the philosophy from Stanford. And all the great minds, they were discussing. This is what they were telling, because Then this Marcelo Glacier, he has written one book. It is called The Beauty of. He says, because something called, because inexplicable beauty, and something like that. It's written. I will give you the exact name of the book. He says, whatever
Hmm.
knowledge we get is only a small island somewhere, but whereas the whole universe is, remaining unexplored. We don't know that. That's what he says.
Hmm.
And more over and above that, I will just leave, because why? That's why, whatever knowledge we are trying to get, it can't be always a valid knowledge. Something which we think has proved today, it can be disproved tomorrow.
Yeah, that is fine. Because
And
every time the probe gets better, you prove something earlier what you believed is wrong.
yeah, so that, what is
That's
the
okay.
truth?
Yeah.
The truth is relative truth.
Truth is
Whatever,
relative. Yeah.
but the ultimate truth, no one can. But the Upanishads and
No ultimate truth. Hmm.
yeah, they are taking us towards the ultimate truth. They are trying to give us the imbibe the process into us, but we will have to find out ourselves. So ultimate truth cannot be explained by anyone. That's what, they say. It is a little complex, but then why should we go it? If it is so complex, but here, as a human being, you have been given the capacity. You have been endowed with every faculty, because we call all the sensory organs. But whatever, the mind, the intellect, the cosmic, whatever we talk about, these are all called in the scriptures atindriyas. They are not senses. They are super senses, sukshma senses. They are all in the astral world, causal world, which can more will be, each person will have his own level of understanding through that. So those atindriyas, they also given a validation to your knowledge. That's what they, not only the sensory objects, the other one. So it is a beautiful discussion. This will come mantra after next, where we will be going into the depth of it. In fact, today I happened to see, something else in this regard. Deepak Chopra's one sort of a particular YouTube. I will send it to you also. You can also have a look at that. It will give, because how much validity we have of our knowledge. Finally, it is the consciousness, what gives this sort of a idea of validity to us. Without consciousness, even we can't have that. Even in invalid knowledge, we know, but valid knowledge also, as of now, the relative truth is also consciousness brings to us. But the ultimate truth, because it is, you have to go on. There is no sort of a end to it. The infinity will not have an end. You will have to go further, but most of the infinities have been brought into some sort of a focus so that the pupil can have a goal. That's what all these great acharyas have done by their explanation of all the scriptures. Exegesis, what we call it. So therefore, the knowledge will never be valid. As of now, it may be valid. It's a relative truth as on today. But
Hmm.
the ultimate one is, once you have the thirst for that, once you get into that realm of getting into the valid knowledge, nothing can stop you. And that is the journey, because that journey itself is wonderful to enjoy. Forget about the getting the ultimate truth. But otherwise, you will
Hmm.
never embark on this journey. You will be missing the bus. This is exactly, what is being focused at. And we will see very much in detail, as the next two classes and all that.
True. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I will also send that the Deepak Chopra's YouTube. You just have a look at that. He gives the whole what is our realm. Our realm is so small it appears into the entire scheme of things.
Now your voice is gone.
Yeah, we are
Hello?
conscious, but you conscious, because he says, with
Hello?
the cosmic and all the things, when we talk about the earth and all, where are we? What
Hello, I
type of
can't hear you at all.
hello? Are you not
Hello?
able to hear? Are you not able to hear? I think your mic is on, or your speaker is on.
I can't hear you at all. I think I'll
Acha, okay.
leave it then.
There is something, the internet problem must have been there. Anyway, I will send you the YouTube of Deepak Chopra. I'll put it in chat.
Okay.
Are you able to hear now? I am able to
Yeah,
hear.
now I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can.
There is a YouTube, from Deepak Chopra. I will send it to you.
Okay, that would be
He has
nice.
just made some sort of a thing, very, very nice observation that will give you some lot of the food for thought. You can have it that way.
Okay, I love that.
Sure. I think certainly, these questions should arise. That means we are into the journey.
Okay. Permanent journey. Yeah,
Wonderful.
because by the time, if we ever get the answers, you'll realize that it is so tough to make anyone understand it that you can't explain it to anyone or you can't share the knowledge.
Yeah,
Then
because
what this
there is no one to share, and you are sublimated. There is nothing to be doubted.
is true, but so at the end of it, it does come back to the old Indian style. Like this was the basic difference. Once we were discussing one of my
Hmm.
all this I said yes to because I am a physics person and exactly solid state physics itself. So, so at least with the this thing, what do you call it? Higgs boson, all of us were very excited with it. Anyway, that jokes aside, what had happened is that at some stage we were just discussing that, okay, poor Einstein, when he was alive, explaining relativity to others in a relatively simple way was an impossibility for him. So the poor guy died a lonely man because he couldn't disperse his knowledge of relativity. So sad, no?
Absolutely, absolutely. See, for him,
Because
he was a sort of the person who wanted to go to the ultimate, the analysis of the things.
yeah,
So
so
therefore,
and
he
he's the only one who has actually understood the meaning of Advait, no?
uh,
Everything is energy. Unless you come down to E equal to MC square,
mm.
only then can you explain everything. Sorry, we are digressing. I'm digressing, not you. So
No, no,
you
no, no.
can
You are
stop.
correct. Because we discuss that. Because there is one particular Gita verses also there. Here also there we will see how this E is equal to mc squared could be inferred from our shrutis. I will tell that. Because
True.
now we can't claim we are great and all. It's not the greatness and all. You have got impulses to him. Assuming if Einstein had a knowledge and he could get the scriptures, he would have been a very happier man.
He would
So
have been
what
a happier man. Yeah.
he would have seen, look, what I am propounding is already been, because indicated, in the sort of the great masters have thought about it. So that gives the double happiness, because after all, you are validating yourself already. Someone has given a clue, this is valid. You don't have to be waiting for the world to prove by experiments.
True. Yeah, that is what general relativity did, no? He just put up the theory saying that okay, light when it goes next to massive stars will get bent.
Correct.
It wasn't proved.
Correct.
It was just thrown as a theory. It's like Ramanujam's this thing,
Infinity.
Ganit Stotras. He has just written this is what should happen, and who the hell will prove it? Sorry for my bad language.
Now they
But
are still trying. In Chicago, the
it's
department
still
is
going
there.
on, yeah.
Ah,
And they're still debating how did he come to this conclusion.
correct.
So no one has understood. And he happily told them that, oh, मंदिर में मेरे को देवी ने बता दिया. I mean, that's so simple for him to understand. So I was like, okay, देवी अपने को क्यों नहीं ऐसा कुछ बताती? Sorry, now I'm being flippant.
No, what you said is correct. Because the process was also there. He couldn't have the time to tell the process. In fact, when
True.
he was discussing with people, you used to write, used to bring the process, it seems. But the people should be there to understand, because
Exactly. So when it's okay. So somewhere like you can teach fifth standard and seventh standard people. Okay? Can you teach something which you are yourself trying to grapple with? That was where, so where does wisdom become knowledge? Sorry, knowledge become wisdom. So it's like data, information. So data becomes information by analysis, fine. information becomes knowledge, that is also fine. Information becoming, knowledge becoming wisdom is where I'm getting a bit stuck.
Actually,
Maybe,
madam, logic will take us only to a great extent.
true, yeah,
Beyond,
but that will be only information and knowledge, na boss.
ah,
Knowledge ke aage, application of knowledge to me is wisdom, and not only to that field, to every field.
yeah, yeah, simple example, they say bumblebee. If you go by the size and shape of the bumblebee and the theory of aerodynamics, it can never fly. But
Yeah,
bumblebee
yeah.
is
That
bumblebee
I
is
have
happily
also
flying.
read, right.
So that is exactly how you change everything when you are flying because it's not that what you are. So that means we are capable. We have got the capability because maybe we can still fly. We can go to the heights, but then we are not able to because we have constrained by our own sort of impossibilities. That's what.
That is why that book, Illusions, actually says, no,
Yeah.
you can fly. So effectively,
The
everything
Vidya
is
has,
illusions.
Vidya has taken it in the book club. I think that book.
Yeah, true, true.
Sure.
So we can discuss it with Vidya. That is the best
Sure,
way to
sure,
go
sure.
about.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Welcome.